Hi guys, welcome to week 2. This week we're going to be building on a little bit of what we did last week, making it a tiny little bit more difficult. The idea with these, for those that are just starting out as well, is that you do what you can. Don't feel that you have to do everything, and don't feel that you have to get everything right and in the right frame of time. Do it slowly if you need to, and just keep trying to push through it. The idea of these exercises is from now that we start to build strength, we build coordination, and that's all going to help us as riders, particularly if you've got horses that are a little bit sharp, that you need to have that reaction time. So this is what all these exercises are going to help to build. So we're going to start off as we did last week with the warm-up, which by now we should all start to know, and it's the basic stretch warm-up that you've seen in the videos in the past. So let's get to it. So feet width, shoulder width apart, hands together, we go down into the squat, elbows inside the knee, push open, back into your plank, foot to hand, push down and stretch behind, replace, change feet, stretch behind, back up, keeping the legs straight, and then roll back up. And we're just going to do 5 of those. If you're finding them difficult, just do them slowly. I like, because it's a warm-up, just to make myself go through them a little bit quicker. So just do them at your own pace. That's 2. Rolling up, back down to 3. And again, keeping that core tight, because that's the part we need to use the most. So that's 4. 1 more. Get down, push it open, walk forward, hand to foot, or foot to hand even, foot to hand. And if you notice, I find it difficult this side, but it's okay, doesn't matter. Just do what you can, and it will get easier. Rolling back up. So one saying that I always think about is the body will adapt. So if you're having difficulties, just keep pushing through at your own pace. Okay, so last week we did the squat tap, where we went into squat position and we tapped. This time we're going to step it up a little bit. So what I want you to do now is the same pattern, but this time we're going to step onto it. We're going to think squish the ant. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 10 of those. That was 1. So if you're finding this easy, then we can go down a little, move over more, move back more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we should start to feel warmer now. So 1, 5. Squish, squish. 6. And if you're finding that even easy still, go a bit further. So I'm restricted to how much room I have here, but really push, push back, forward, out, behind. 3 more. 2. 1 more. Last half. And there we go. So from that you should feel the core starting to work, Your heart rate should come up a little bit, should feel nice and warm, and also feel that everything's starting to loosen up. We're starting to use the glutes, the legs, and that little bit of reaction and push time. So that should be good. So I'm already out of breath, so if you are out of breath, just take a couple of minutes just to take a few nice deep breaths. Bring your heart rate down a little bit, but don't stop completely. So last week as well we did the walk downs. Now the walk downs were feet in the same position that we started the warm-ups in, and we walked down one leg, across and back the other. This time we're going to add in a little extra of a twist behind. Do it to what you are comfortable with, don't go too far, okay? So again we're going to walk down. When we get to that foot, we're going to push the arm behind, back down, across to the other foot, push behind, and back up again. We're doing 5 of these, so that was 1. 2. 3. Now I'm going to go for the last 2 wider apart, so I'm going to challenge myself a little more. Just again, do what you feel comfortable with. And from this now you should start to feel a good pull on the inner thighs of this stretch on that side, so opposites, and also when we come down, that twist through the back. Okay, and then I'm going to roll back up. Okay, so that should now start to feel that the sides are starting to loosen off a little bit and our shoulders are getting a little bit warmer. Now, last week we did something slightly different of the step lunges. We're going to do the stretch lunges again because I think they're really good, especially for the riders. So again, thinking about the step lunges is we step backwards. Okay, we keep the weight over that front leg, keeping knee over toes, straight the back leg, think push down into that heel, move forward a bit in case you can't see that, stretch down, and then with the arms up as high as you can. And take a breath in and a breath out so that it opens up those lungs. Change legs. So really think, sit the hips down into that right angle on the leg and lift up. Breath in, breath out. Change the legs, we're going to do 2 of these each side. So right the way back, sit your hips down, really feel that this is what opens up these, I've forgotten what they're called now, these bits here. Okay, and then lift up. Breath in and breath out. Change legs. Last side. That's it. Feel that push down into it and then lift up. Breath in and breath out. Okay. So that was a good kind of warm up for our thighs as well, because the next bit's going to be a little bit different and a little bit more complicated. And we're going to call them single leg curtsies. So basically we're going to stand onto the one leg, your other leg crosses behind onto your toe, and we do a dip, single curtsy. Okay, then we go out, touch, back, curtsy. And we're doing 10 each side. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want to balance that way, 8, that's okay. 9 and 10. So again, the weight is on that first leg. Swap sides. Some people might find it easier one way than the other, that's absolutely fine. Again, weight over one leg and cross behind, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want it easier, 6, just tap and not go down as far. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So we should start to feel this start to warm up and feel a bit looser now. And again, each week we're going to build on these exercises so you learn the pattern of them, and we just build, make them a little bit more complicated each week. So we've done those. Now we're going back to what we did last week, the bridge raisers. Now the bridge raisers that we did last week, where we lie down, and what we were doing last week was lifting up through the hips, keeping them nice and straight, and then back down. Now we're going to step it up a little bit, and we're going to add legs into it as well. We're doing 10 of these, so it'll be 5 each side. So we're going to go up, leg out, back down, and touch the bottom on the floor. That's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and remember to really push up with the hips. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. And then just rest there for a minute and just allow your lower back just to relax. A couple of breaths in, a couple of breaths out. Okay, just get my notes. So once we've done those now, we're going to start adding a little bit more Pilates in. So in that same position, we're going to do what we call leg circles. And I'm going to do it in this direction so you see exactly what I'm doing with my legs. So we're basically going back into lying down, both legs on the floor to begin with. Then we're going to raise one leg up at a time, and we're going to go across the body, down, up, and then reverse. 2, 3, 4. So cross, down and up. 5, down, across and up. 6. Doing 10 each side. 7, 8, 9, 10. And just pay particular attention to making sure that the circles are actually circles. I know what some people's circles look like when they ride their horses, but let's make sure these ones are actually round. So change legs. So we're going up, across the body first, down and up. If you find them a little bit too difficult to do such a big circle, no problem, just do little ones. Okay, little ones and little ones. It's all about control of the core and the hips. So we're making them independent legs, so when we come to ride, we can ride a little bit more independent with each leg. So I'm on 8, 9, 10 and down. Okay. So now we can sit ourselves up a little bit. We're going to sit onto our seat bones. So as riders we should know where our seat bones are, because we use them a lot when we're sat on the saddle. And what we're going to do, keeping our legs bent, just roughly a bit more than 90 degrees. we're going to tip our shoulders back slightly, and with the aid of a book or anything that you have nearby, in fact I won't use the book, I'm going to use this, okay, because it's got a little bit of weight into it. Okay, and I'm going to go from side to side, and I want you to make sure you touch down. Okay, so we really get that stretch across the body. We're going to do 5 each side. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and really give it an arc. 4, 4, keeping the arms fairly straight. 5, 5. Now when I first did that, my back actually clicked, and that's okay. Don't worry about any little clinks, clunks, anything like that. It's just our body's natural reaction to when we first do something like that. It's the body stretching off. So once we've done those, we then go back to our favourite from last week, the plank with the elbows. Now last week we did 5. This time I want you to do 8. So we're just doing exactly the same, but just upping the amount. So we're going to go into the plank, okay, and we're going to go down, elbow, elbow, and then up, up. If you're finding that difficult to do, you can either go onto your knees and do it that way, so we still have the same effect. Or if you want to mix it up a little bit, you can still have that position, but just go out, out. And it's basically getting that core to be a little bit more individual when you do your exercises. So I'm happy to do it in proper plank and elbow to elbow. So I've already done 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So that should feel, I'm feeling quite warm now, I'm sweating. If you're sweating, that's good. If you're out of breath, that's good. We like to be able to push ourselves a little bit as well. So the last one that we did as well last week was the chair dips. So we're going to do the chair dips again. I'm just going to use a box. And we did 5 of those last week. This week we're going to do 8 of these as well. Okay, so we're going into fairly straight, arms up. Keep the elbows, if you can, behind and not out to the side. Okay, because we want to be able to use the backs of our arms. And we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So the last one to finish off now is the leg raises that we did last time with our books. I've gone this week for a slightly bigger book because obviously we want to up the challenge a little bit, but we're just going to do exactly the same because I know a few of you that have been doing these were saying how much your core were hurting. So that's good, but we're just going to up it a little bit. So if you can find one that's slightly heavier, brilliant. If not, stick to what you're doing. So go back into that position, book between feet. Okay, arms behind, and we go up, pass. We're doing 10. Whoops. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Now I found it a little more difficult to hold the book that time, mainly because I've got trainers on. Last week I didn't have trainers on. If you can do it without trainers, I think it's better because you get a better feel for turning the feet out slightly. So toes pointed, turning the feet out helps to get the strength through those legs where we need them for riders. So that's the exercises done. So we're just going to have a little stretch off to finish now. So last week we did a couple of nice breaths in. So just in a relaxed position, just think, breathe in. So going up, together, down. Just do 3 of those. So the reason that we do that is to get the relaxation, gets fresh oxygen into the body that helps to replenish the muscles and just reduces the heart rate a little bit and gets us to calm a little. So we did the quad stretches as well, so onto one leg, grab behind. I like to do it with 2. So if I do it this way, so I grab, foot, pull the foot to the bottom, knees together, hips forward. And just hold there for about 8 to 10 seconds. And then change legs. Keep the knees together, hips forward. And then relax. So we're just going to do one of those each side. Now the other one that we did was the hip stretch. So when we did the hip stretch last time, and we had our legs crossed over and we let the hips flop to one side and we look in the opposite direction. So we're still going to do that one. We're just going to do a couple of breaths in and out. And then change legs. So again, if you want a little more pull, just put your hand over and then look to the opposite way. And then if you feel that you want to do more of a stretch from that position, we can do the same movement, but this time put your legs straighter. So I'll demonstrate this, but only do this one if you feel comfortable to do it. So we're going to go across, over, but this top leg, bring it up and bring it straighter. And you'll feel that right the way across here, and you should feel it just at the back of the knee as well. And then bring yourself back together, change legs, cross over first, then lift the leg up. And almost point the toe. I'm right on the fireplace here, but and again you should really feel that all the way straight underneath and to your knee, onto the back of the knee. Okay. So a similar one that we're going to do now to stretch off our back, if I come this side, is again we cross that leg over, we have elbow onto the top of the knee, on the inside of that knee. You can put your hand to your hip there if you want, hand behind, and turn yourself to look behind. And just hold it there. The more that you can stretch behind you, the more it's going to open up the front of the body and the back. That twist in the back. And then change. Just change the legs first. Hand, knee to elbow, hand to hip, other hand behind, and really turn. And it's a little bit like when we ride horses, when I say about where you look, the body will go. So look with your eyes, head, bring the shoulders round, and then come back to rest position. So the last one that we do, just to finish off where you can go into complete relaxation, was child's pose. So again, we just think to heels together, knees slightly apart, so that it allows the body then just to drop down in front, hands forward, and just let the head relax onto the floor. And we want to stay here for 3 really good breaths, or if you're quite happy there, stay there for as long as you like. We're not going anywhere in a hurry, are we? So just have a good relax there. Really good big breaths, and let the shoulders drop as you do that. So there we go. So that's week 2. So I hope you've upped your game a little bit, and you've got a little bit of a sweat going on, you've got your breathing's been your breathing's been upped, and that you feel like you've had a little bit of a workout. As of next week, we're going to start building in a little bit of stamina. So coordination was for today, a little bit of the strength training, so next week we're going to up the stamina a little bit. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, if you want to send me some of your videos, please do. Nobody did last week, so come on, let's get some videos in, and I hope you enjoy it. See you soon.